I'm fine with a life of whole wheat flour. I can make that work. I can't have salt as the only thing used to season food, right? I mean, because I'm thinking there's no hot sauce.
Right. No.
Yeah, that's not happening. Hey everybody, I'm Jack Bishop.
And I'm Ashley Moore.
And you're watching another edition of Ask ATK.
And we're still at home.
Still at home.
Yeah. So, Jack, have you ever played a game called Would You Rather?
Can I confess something, Ashley?
Sure. Yeah, I mean...
I've never played Would You Rather. I know how the game is played,
yes.
But what about you? Have you played Would You Rather?
I have played Would You Rather because I've done a lot of cross-country road trips. So I definitely, that and like the state capitals are kind of my two go-to games. So let's do a little culinary rendition of Would You Rather. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds good. So we've got a question from Caitlin K. Dillon.
Okay.
Would you rather try to fix a sauce that's too salty or too sweet?
Been there, done that. Been there, tried to do that. Been there, did not do that. So I would say, gosh, I'm thinking primarily about a marinara sauce or a tomato sauce. I don't know. I might have to phone a friend on this one because if you fix a sauce that's too salty, you're going to make it... Okay, I'm going to go with too salty. My final answer. Jack, what do you think?
I was going to say, so first of all, you are phoning a friend right now?
Literally, with these headphones.
I'm totally disagreeing with you here. You can't fix a salty sauce, I don't think. But I think that I would fix a sweet sauce, like if we're talking about a marinara, I'd just put a lot of hot red pepper flakes. I'd add spicy. I might add acidity, and I feel like it's still going to be sweet, but you can trick your tongue more.
Right.
I guess I feel like when stuff is really too salty, it's just too salty. And there's really nothing you can do. But
no coming back from it. Also,
yeah.
you could do Parmesan cheese. You're right. I'm the worst at this game, Jack. This is a really good one. At Charlie OG Woe asks, would you rather cook for a bunch of little kids or cook for a pro football team? Jack?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so I'm going to go with the kids.
Okay.
I hate prep. I'm really slow on my knife work and my prep and all that. And I'm just thinking the volume of food that I'm going to have to make for a pro football team, it just seems like a lot of food. Yes, they probably would be more appreciative than perhaps a group of little ones, but I can make less food. How does that sound? What do you think?
I think that's a really good, safe answer. Now I'm going to up the ante. What are you going to make?
Oh, I'm going to make pasta.
Ooh.
I mean, actually, we both have kids. I'm at one end of the sort of life cycle of parenting, with a 25-year-old and a 21-year-old. You're at the other end, right?
I'm at the other end. I'm approaching having a 1-year-old and a newly turned 3-year-old, both boys. So yeah.
One thing that's not going to change, your boys are going to like pasta for life.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're for sure carboholics, just like their mom. So that sounds
so
delicious.
what are you making and who are you cooking for?
As much as right now I want to cook for other people, like a pro football team, because all I've been doing is cooking for my two boys. I think I'm gonna go with kids. I agree. You kind of get the opportunity to make a few things they hopefully haven't had, but pasta is a really good standby, and you don't have to be in the kitchen for a million hours cooking for really hungry people. That's a good one. Okay, I've got a doozy for you. At L_mole_dolce asks, would you rather eat fermented durian, yum, or eat mayonnaise with olives?
This is a really inventive question.
I know.
Mayonnaise with olives?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this about me, Ashley. I don't like mayonnaise.
Oh, this is a good question for you then. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I like get teased at the office about this and the
Okay.
test kitchen. I mean, Bridget is relentless about this. She
Okay.
thinks it's a big like character defect that I don't really
Oh.
like mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you can see that.
right. No. I knew there was something about you. No, I'm just joking.
So I'm definitely going for the fermented durian. I mean,
Wow.
eating mayonnaise with olives means I have to eat mayonnaise. I mean, I love olives, but I'm
Wow.
not really a mayonnaise fan.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think you're going to be solo for a few days after you eat that fermented durian, probably, right? Probably a little.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had durian?
I've had it once. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's like the aroma is more intense
Yeah.
than the eating, and so, it's stinky. I think
Yep.
there's really no way to say that. But I love blue cheese. I kind of like stinky things. I'm a big fan of fish sauce. The stinkier it is in my
I
house, the
know.
better.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's better than mayonnaise. I got a hard one, so
Oh,
it's
come
actually
on.
it's thought provoking because there is no right answer to this one. So this comes from Dan Callahan. Would you rather only be able to use one knife or one pan for all of your cooking?
Do 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 do. One knife,
Okay, all right.
and it better be sharp. It better be sharp.
Yeah, I have a global. It's got the metal handle that I just love. It just fits my
Yeah.
hand. But I'm a little sad about like trying to like slice loaves of bread with that. That seems
Right.
like that's not going to go very well.
Right, and no matter what, a tomato is always done best. Cut really, really well with a serrated knife or just a really, really sharp knife. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be ugly trying to hull strawberries with that chef's knife.
But
I'm
someone's got to
think-
do it.
Someone's got to do it, and it seems better than like having to live my life. If I had to pick a pan, I'd go with the Dutch oven.
Oh, okay. That's good. Because I was going to say a nonstick. No offense to my in-laws, but one of the hardest things about cooking at my in-laws is the fact that they don't have a nonstick skillet. So, and they're a big egg family. So it's just there's never a good way to make eggs in a skillet, regular conventional skillet.
Yeah, they don't have a nonstick skillet. Wow.
I don't know. Okay, yeah. Now I'm kind of going back because would I just do a cast iron? But Dutch oven is just, you've got the volume. You can do a hard sear in it. I might have to copy you, Jack. I might have to say a Dutch oven.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good would you rather. I
That
hope it
was a
doesn't
good
come
would
to
you
that.
rather. At Miss Nadia77 asks, pasta, would you rather, I'm assuming eat, undercooked or overcooked?
Oh, this one's so easy. I don't have to think about this one. It's
Okay.
totally undercooked. I
Like
mean,
super undercooked?
yeah, undercooked. I mean,
Okay.
most of the pasta we eat is way overcooked, and I feel like, listen, as long as it's like it bends. I mean,
Right.
I feel like it's not. If it doesn't bend, it's not cooked. It's basically, you've bathed the pasta, but you haven't cooked the pasta. But assuming that it bends, I'd much rather have it be undercooked than overcooked. I love that spring, and yeah, it's gonna, if it's undercooked, you're gonna have some problems getting the sauce to adhere properly. But I don't know. It sounds like you're not agreeing with me on this
No,
one.
I actually am because I'm thinking of like all those slippery, wet, overdone noodles. Because also you have the potential for reheating. If you have leftovers, it will only improve if it's undercooked pasta, right? Or you could always
Yeah.
throw it back to cook it more, technically. So I agree. I think undercooked is good.
So I'm going to take a little detour if I can. Since
Okay.
I know that you're cooking a lot of pasta and you mentioned leftover pasta, I have a parenting tip for you, Ashley. Are you ready?
Bring it.
pasta frittata. So
Okay.
I feel like I spent like 10 years when my kids were little cooking pasta every single day, and there's always leftover pasta. And it's like, always. And like folding it into some eggs, it's my parenting tip for the day. Pasta
I love that.
frittata, okay?
Pasta frittata. Okay. Jack Bishop. You heard it here, folks. Parenting 101.
Oh yeah, well, the rest is all easy. Not.
Totally. Totally.
All right, so this is from Zane Pena. Would you rather only cook with nonstick pans or only be able to use an electric stove? So I know you like your nonstick pans, so, what are you thinking about this?
Yeah, that's a no-brainer for me because I have a flat top. I mean, that's different than an electric stove, right? Because I'm thinking the coil electric stove burners, but is it the same or is it different than this?
I think this person's thinking about like the old-fashioned, like
okay, the coil. Okay.
Yeah, the coil,
pan, yeah, nonstick pan all the way. What about you?
Yeah, have you ever cooked on? Do you ever like live in a house that had an electric stove?
I went to my dad's house in Key West, and we were eating out every night, and we wanted a home cooked meal. So we went to the fish market and got this really great fish from, literally caught like 3 hours ago off of Key West. Went home, got it all ready, thinking it's going to be this great, delicious meal, and the fish burned in, I want to say, like a minute and a half. Totally overcooked on one side and then like sort of raw on the other side. And I almost set off the smoke alarm, and it just was, I vowed to never cook on one of those stoves again. So yeah, I have. What about you?
I've only had gas as an adult, but I grew up cooking. I learned to cook on electric, and it's hard. I mean, it's really, when it gets hot, it took a long time for me to realize that like the only solution to when things are getting out of control is to actually physically take the pan off the burner.
I know.
Because, with gas, you can immediately turn down the heat and things will slow down, and things don't really slow down. That and the fact they take a long time to heat up with electric. So I'm with you. I'd rather have a lifetime of only cooking in nonstick pans, which I'm not that happy about, to be clear.
Okay.
But that's better than a lifetime of cooking on an electric stove.
I know. And for the record, I do think nonstick pans have just like, compared to when I was growing up in the 80s, I feel as though nonstick pans have really, developed in a good way. It's not as scary as it used to be. At Cashmere_STG asks, would you rather do prep work or dishes? No dishwasher, elbow grease. Let's hear it.
I really love to do the dishes. Like every night.
I knew you were going to say the dishes.
I'm like pushing my adult children out of the way so that I can get to the sink first. So that I can I don't want to have to clear the table. I don't want to have to Windex the table. I don't want to put things in Tupperware. I just want to be in the sink with the dishes.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, walk me through. Do you have a dishwasher?
I do, but I believe in washing the dishes before you
By hand?
the dishwasher.
You're like a real catch, Lauren. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's why she married me, by the way.
Just because of the dishes. Hey.
It's because of the dishes. So
I can't say I blame her. That's a good reason. Wow, that's so great. I was going to ask you if you were to use the dishwasher, if you were that type of person. Like my brother-in-law does this. No one else is allowed to stack the dishwasher because if we do, he says it's just totally unruly. He has to be very specific about where everything goes in the dishwasher.
Oh, I'm worse than that. So we have a dishwasher. I reload the dishwasher at least once a day because I don't like the way people have loaded the dishwasher. So I take things out of the slots, put them where they belong in the dishwasher, which is probably not the best use of my time.
Wow. Does it relax you, make you feel better?
Well, there's a way the dishwasher is meant to work, and that involves putting things in their place. And I understand that, Ashley, okay?
Right. Well, I know for me the concept is to put things in their place, but that doesn't mean when I load it, it's going to go in the proper place because I drive people crazy with the way I load a dishwasher. I'm that
so
person.
we could
Or
never live
opposites.
together?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
Or maybe we could because I'll do all the prep work and you can just do all the dishes.
Fine. All right.
Match made in heaven.
Great.
I'm glad we got that settled.
So Ashley, this is actually the hardest question. It came from Doctor Who Mom. Love that.
Love that.
Great handle.
Yeah.
Would you rather eat chocolate for life or cheese for life?
Cheese. I'm going with cheese. I think you're cheese.
Wow, that wasn't that hard for you.
I know. You know, well, hey, some of us are dishwasher loaders, some of us are prep cooks, you know. Yeah, no, I'm going to go with cheese. What about you?
So how often do you eat cheese?
I'm embarrassed to say this, but almost every meal.
Yeah, and how often do you eat chocolate?
Every once, like, let's say, not every day. Sometimes I want a little piece of dark chocolate after dinner, but not every day.
So I eat chocolate and cheese every day.
Okay.
So it's like, what am I giving up?
This is a hard question for you.
Yeah, it's like, is life worth living? I mean, I don't know.
Let's dive into this a little deeper. So how often do you eat cheese every day?
There's always cheese at dinner. I mean, cheese for snacking, cheese for dinner, and there's always chocolate after dinner. I mean, I could get till dinner time and not have cheese or chocolate, but it's like, I don't know how I'm going to get through the evening without cheese and chocolate.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to have to go to bed at like 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock without dinner or dessert. Well, okay, so if you had to choose, what would it be?
I'm going to go with you and go with the cheese, just because a life without cheese just seems unbearable. I mean, I've actually gone and given up chocolate at different periods because chocolate often comes with a lot of sugar, blah, 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 blah. I can't imagine giving up cheese.
I know.
And so don't make me go there.
Okay. Doctor Who, Mom, at sarcasm is my cardio. Love that handle. Asks, would you rather only be able to use whole wheat flour or only be able to use salt to season things? Wait, hold on one second. Only be able to use whole wheat flour forever? In everything. Okay, or only be able to use salt to season things.
Yeah, so I'm reading this as like, I can no longer have all-purpose flour. The only flour the rest of my life is whole wheat flour.
Okay.
Or the only seasoning the rest of my life is salt, so that means like no spices.
Yeah.
I'm fine with a life of whole wheat flour. I can make that work. I can't have salt as the only thing used to season food, right? I mean, because I'm thinking there's no hot sauce.
Right. No.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, maybe condiments also don't exist. Maybe mayo and mustard, ketchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on the whole wheat flour. I actually like whole wheat things.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I like the nutty flavor and
healthy-ish.
It's all. Yeah.
Makes me feel better.
All right.
Okay.
So I love this one from Jess Pree.
Okay.
Would you rather never be able to cook with butter again or olive oil?
Butter, because I cook with olive oil for pretty much, I use olive oil a lot. So I'm going to go with butter, although I would miss it. I'm going to go with butter. You?
Yeah, I mean, I love butter, but I eat salad pretty much every day, and I'm really not sure how I'm eating salad without olive oil.
I know. Butter.
That just seems like I don't really want to have to like use vegetable oil on my salad. That just is too sad, and I wouldn't be happy, but I'm picking the olive oil over the butter.
Yeah. At a car Ruth 2 asks, would you rather pecorino or Reggiano on pasta? So let's say it's just Because I'm sure you have, I mean, we all have different preferences for pecorino or parmigiano, reggiano on certain things, but let's say it's your basic olive oil, salt, pepper with pasta. Pecorino or reggiano?
I mean, I love the gaminess of the pecorino, and like the simpler the dish, you know, sometimes the more the pecorino adds. But, you know, Reggiano, I use more Reggiano.
I know.
And so I'm gonna go with the Reggiano and be sad about missing the pecorino.
Yeah.
But you know, that's a tough one.
What about, let's pick a dish that's like you need the pecorino. Or you need the parm. Like what about
yeah, I mean cacio e pepe.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be really kind of boring with the Reggiano.
I
It'll
know.
be good, but it's going to be boring as opposed to with pecorino. It's going to be so much better.
Right, a little sharper, a little saltier. Yum. This makes me want salty, cheesy pasta tonight with chocolate, with someone to do the dishes, with, let's see, some fermented durian to finish.
And the pasta is going to be whole wheat.
And it's going to be whole wheat with no butter in sight.
I think we just made a really interesting meal.
Yeah, and we're both going to bed at 6 o'clock. And yeah, so that's that. And we're only cooking for kids.
Yeah, well, you know, my goal is eventually my children will cook for me.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What's Eve saying?
Yeah, I'm just getting like the shaking head, like, she's happy to produce videos, but she's expecting the cooking to continue.
Okay. Well,
that was fun.
It was fun, yes. I learned so much about you, Jack. This was great.
Yeah, likewise, Ashley. Yeah. So I miss you, by the way.
I know, I miss you too. It's like, gosh.
Well, I guess we should wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank everyone for watching.
Yep. Thank you very much for watching.
You know,
this was fun.
If you want to get, and there's tons, you know, as always, there's tons of recipes and cooking tips, you know, over at americastestkitchen.com. So if you've got, you know, a burning question, odds are we have an answer.
And if you're a therapist, don't analyze our answers because, or maybe that'd be great to know, like, what that tells us about our personalities, you know?
Only good things,
Only good
Ashley.
things.
Only good things.
Only good. I can't handle the bad. All right, but thank you so much for watching. This was great. Jack, it was great to see you.
Likewise, Ashley. Take care.
Okay, take care. Bye.